Well, hello, Model Geeks. It's Brian, and welcome back to BG Model Workshop, where we are doing a bench update about the bench. So, we're going to be talking about the AMT 2010 Chevy Camaro SS/RS Coupe. Specifically, this one is the Indianapolis 500 Centennial Era Edition from 2009. And before we get into that, though, we have a little bit of house cleaning we want to do. We want to talk about something that's coming up here very, very shortly. It's called the Desert Scale Classic. It's a model car championship hosted by the model group that I'm part of, Cactus Car Modelers. And our friend Bernie was happy enough to supply us with a little flyer here. So we have Saturday, April 18th, 2020, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's Deer Valley Community Center, and it's on Walhalla Lane, Phoenix, in Phoenix, Arizona. And we're going to be doing, of course, model building swap meet. There's going to be a vendor expo, kits, paints, and supplies. There's going to be a raffle, of course, and you can't have one of these shows without a raffle because raffles are just awesome. There's also going to be make and take for the kiddies, some master awards, and there's about 31 different classes, it says right here, plus a youth class. Here is the web address if you guys are looking for that. If you are in the state of Arizona or even one of the neighboring states, such as Southern California or New Mexico, or even if you're in Nevada or possibly Colorado, come on down, see us, say hi, join the club, be part of our big styrene family. All right, so I'll also have the web address pinned in the comments down below and possibly even in the description as well. So if you guys are watching that on TV, go check your phones and go ahead and drop us a line. But next up on the agenda in the small world of the BG Model Workshop, we have the latest issue of Scale Auto magazine, and we do know that in this particular one, there's some coverage of the Acme show that happened in November. That was a spectacular show. It was the very first Acme show that Mrs. BG and I had gotten to go to, and it was amazing. That's what the A stands for in Acme, is amazing. So we got the page pin here, and we did hear from a couple other persons in the YouTube world that Mr. Fred Henry, of course, got in the magazine, and then Mr. Tom White, Rambler 69, got in the magazine, and then we're going to flip the page and go over here to Mr. George Ramos. He's a good friend of ours. He got in there with literally with a showstopper. He took home top prize with his Herbie build. Beautiful little build. And I tell you what, George is a wonderful showman. He knows how to display a model kit, I tell you what. And I took some notes. So we're coming for you this year, George. But over here also our good friend, Mr. Charlie Mack, got his battle truck in there. It's definitely an interesting model kit to check out. Really well done stuff, as was everything else in not only the magazine but at the show. There was so much to look at, so much to see, to do, and so many people to talk to. I really think it needs to be more than just one day, at least 2 days. But what we really wanted to talk about was our good friend, Mr. Johns Weber. He's a good friend to both Mrs. BG and I, and we consider him to be family nowadays. John actually made it into the magazine as well with his AMG GT3. It's the Macau Grand Prix edition. It's a Tamiya kit, and it's a beautiful build on his part. The photographs don't do it justice. That flat green color on there is just super stunning. But John's been a friend of ours for a few years now, and like I said, he is practically family with us right now, and we're very, very happy to say that stuff has been going better for him now. He's gotten some good medical news, and we were over the moon about that, and very, very excited. So we're happy about that. And then also, I consider myself to be a much better builder just because of knowing John, because he's always so happy to let us know all the mistakes he's made so I don't make them myself. But, and I'm probably going to get a text after I put this up. But thank you so much for being a good friend of ours, John. We really appreciate that. I just wanted to give you a shout out and tell you congratulations for getting in the magazine. And not only did he get into that magazine with that particular Macau race car build, but he had also won one of the top 10 prizes with his McLaren F1, I believe it was, and that also was a beautiful, beautiful build. I was over at his house while he was doing some paint work on it, and it was a beautiful build. I tell you, I just can't. I keep saying beautiful build, but it was just it was. There's no other way to describe it. All right, so enough with the housekeeping. On to the styrene. So AMT, we know AMT. 2010 Chevy Camaro SSRS Coupe. It's actually it says it's a showroom replicas, which I guess is their version of promo kits. I guess that's what they do. What they call them, promo kits now. There is no engine in the build, but we do have some really nice graphics on the box of the actual car interior and the actual car exterior. And then over here we got some words, got big words. Oh my God! Oh my God! And then so this is all some nice reference material for actually building and painting the model. It does have really nice decals. And then here's oh, that's my note. That's my note. So why are we building this car? Well, it's because the model car club that I'm part of, we have a monthly theme every month, all year long, and in this particular month of March happens to be Indianapolis pace cars of all years. So I happen to like the new Camaro. I thought that looked kind of cool. I also thought it was going to be easy to build, and I just went for it. I got this on eBay. Now the story goes that a young handsome man, part of our model building club, had suggested that we do Indy pace cars, and everybody voted on it and said, yeah, that's acceptable, fine, let's do it. So that young handsome man was very, very excited until he got home and looked in his stash and realized he didn't have a Indy pace car. He had to go buy one. So he got on eBay, and this is what showed up. So again, not a bad build. There is a few little things in here that are kind of like, what? But I mean, they're dealable. This is definitely targeted towards a less experienced builder, and that's completely fine. Which means that a builder with a little bit more experience will take like 6 months to build this rather than 6 hours. But there are things like the panel lines. I would go over the panel lines a little bit more. If I was doing this kit again, I'd go over the panel lines a little bit more. I definitely would sand them down a little bit because they are kind of jagged. They look like they've been cut out with a butter knife. And I didn't do that. I didn't trace any of the panel lines. That's just how it is out of the box. And then the roof rails here, kind of a lame deal. But we're going to do some panel liner down inside there, see if they can't mask some of that what's going on down there. The rocker panels are separately molded from the actual body because it does undercut so much that you can't get this on the chassis without with those rocker panels on there. So it is what it is. We did flat coat our wheels. I think those look pretty good with the flat coat on there. It looked more realistic to the box art, I think. And then our interior, we did German gray with a little bit of flat black to get some nice contrast going. We did flock the carpeting, which is awesome because that means we're never going to see it. And we're not going to... Oh, there's a little peek of it down there in the passenger footwell. The kit does come with some very nice decals for the dash and radio, and because it's kind of targeted to a less experienced builder, it did have extras. So we were happy to send off a couple of extra decals to our buddy Brian when he was building his Camaro for his wife Candy, and it worked out really, really well for him as well. So that's awesome as well. The underside, let's take a peek at that. We got a little bit of a rust job going on our exhaust pipes, and a little bit of a dark wash on our mufflers. There is a little bit of an issue with the rear axle. Seems like it's a little bit on the long side, so we need to probably pop that off and shave off a little bit on that, a millimeter or two. We gave it an orange oil filter. I thought that would be a nice contrast also. And then we did brush paint the engine and transmission. Not a big deal, fairly easy to do. Let's see here. Yep, that's basically it. I guess I can get a look at the flocking from this side, can't I? Nope. All right, so that's that. Here's our front clip. Now here is something kind of interesting. It does have a very nice decal pack for the kit, as I mentioned, but there isn't a decal for the red bit up here in the front, which I can understand because that is a very odd shape to try and make a decal for, even if you did it in 2 pieces. But what we discovered was that our Tamiya what is that? TS49 is it's known as bright red. Happens to be very, very close to our decal color. So I think we're batting 1,000 when it comes to that. So I was very happy about that. And then our rear clip, we got our taillights pressed in and our Chevy badge golded up. And I got to do a little bit of a touch up right there because we had a masking fail. But everything's coming together really nicely, and I'm really hoping to actually have this decaled and assembled and done and everything by Monday, which is great because I have to have it done by Wednesday next week on our next club meeting. All right, so that's going to be the wrap up for now, folks. Thanks for tuning in again, and if you hung in here this long, I really, really appreciate it. All right, y'all, take it easy. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you later. Bye now.